guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. Well, I know you're all excited to see Sarah Boone on the screen because you just can't get enough of Sarah Boone, can you? There's actually a bit of an update. She just sent a letter to the court in Orange County asking what is going on with her appeal. So that was just filed this week. It hit the her docket on the 8th, so today is July 9th. So I figured, hey, let's go through it because it's always fun to read Sarah's issues. That is for sure. Alright, so this is obviously this is the docket here for my e-clerk for Orange County, which I have been checking much less frequently. Lately I've been over in Osceola County for a different case. But here is Sarah Boone, and her case is still open because of her appeal. The status is pending appeal. I know it says it on the main screen. I think it says it somewhere on here. But anyway, she's supposed to have, this is supposed to be her attorney for the appeals. There's a status over here under the case header. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of small. This is the attorney, Joshua Adams. But remember how I said that there was transcripts posted? Yeah, you see that number? 2,529 pages. Yeah, I will never open and look at that one, guys. But you are more than welcome to come to the myorangeclerk.com website and read them yourselves if you are so inclined. There's been a couple orders here, and that sort of stuff. But what I'm looking at here is the notice of inquiry. So this is like a 5-page inquiry from none other than Sarah Boone. And here we go. Like I said, it was just filed onto the docket on 7/8. So really just yesterday. And it says, in the Circuit Court of the 9th Judicial Circuit in for Orange County, Florida. And there's her case number 2020-CF-002603-A-O, Division 20, State of Florida versus Sarah Boone. Alright, it says notice of inquiry. Comes now Sarah Boone, appellate, and respectfully moves this honorable court to please provide status of her court-appointed appellate attorney, Joshua E. Adams, Esquire, in addition to her inquiry as to the status of her pending appeal. So I'm assuming that this guy's not really talking to her. But, that's not really a shock or surprise to any of us, right? In support, the appellate states the following. 1. An order was filed with the 9th Judicial Circuit by the Circuit Court Judge Michael Kranick appointing appellate counsel on December 18th, 2024. 2. Court-appointed appellate counsel Joshua E. Adams has sent a single basic introduction via inmate messaging to appellate on February 27th, 2025, asking if she had any information and to not hesitate to contact him with. That was probably a mistake because I'm wondering if how many letters she's written to Mr. Adams, and if she has, I want to see them. How about you guys? Her letters are always the best. 3. Appellate has attempted to contact Mr. Adams via inmate messaging 5 times and sent 2 handwritten letters to his office in efforts to receive status of her appeal and to confirm receipt of her correspondence to ensure his representation was and is still active from no response from him. Can I say, Mr. Adams, feel free to post those letters from Sarah Boone or send them to her file because I would love to read them. 4. To the present date of this inquiry, appellate has not received any type of response or correspondence in any form or manner from Joshua E. Adams, nor has any of her 9 third-party representatives on her behalf via email and phone calls which go directly to his voicemail. She's got 9 third-party representatives. Are these like her friends? I have questions. 5. Ongoing 7 months, appellate has received 1 message from her court-appointed appellate attorney, Joshua E. Adams. 6. Appellate was recently made aware by a third-party representative that the court issued an order on June 13, 2025, with a 20-day due date, requiring an initial brief be filed or her appeal may be dismissed. Due to the complete lack of proper and effective communication from her court-appointed appellate attorney, the appellate's appeal is now in jeopardy. The failure of an appointed attorney to perform duties or communicate with their client cannot be held against the appellate. Dismissal of an appeal under these circumstances would be an obvious denial of her due process and effective assistance of counsel. See Pullen v. State, 802 Southern 2D 1113, Florida 2001. The failure of appointed counsel to act cannot be imputed to the defendant to justify dismissal. See also Edge v. State, and that's Florida 2005. So she's having somebody help her write this in prison, guys, because this is not her normal. This is not her normal way. We all know that. Somebody in there is helping her out. 7. Appellate further invokes Douglas v. California, 1963, which guarantees the right to counsel on a first appeal as of right in Anders v. California, 1967, which outlines the duty of appointed appellate counsel to support the appeal or withdraw following proper procedures, neither of which have been followed here. Appellate respectfully requests this honorable court to please advise and take notice of these violations and to either compel court-appointed appellate attorney Joshua E. Adams to fulfill his legal duties and communicate immediately or appoint new counsel capable of necessary communication and representation and inclusion of the appellate. Dated this 24th day of June, 2025, respectfully submitted, Sarah Boone Appellate, DOC number is U72509, Lowell Correctional Annex, and she is in Ocala, Florida. So she mailed this, I guess, on the 24th of last month. So let's see what else is here. There's a certificate of service. Okay, so it was overnighted, I guess, by a Federal Express to the Orange County Clerk of Court. And on the 30th day of June. So really, this is just the pictures of the envelope and priority mail. So who's paying for the priority mailing? Look at that, $10.10. Do you think that Sarah is paying for that out of her commissary? I doubt it. Unless one of her 9 buddies there is paying for it. But this is obviously, she's not happy, and I think this was written by somebody else, or in accordance with somebody else, because this is not a normal letter or an inquiry from Sarah Boone, as we all know. So let's take a look back here at the docket events. So again, so this was actually received, I guess it was received around the holiday, so I guess it just got filed this week. And then you have a DCA order on 7/1, another one on before that on 6/13. So okay, then you have index to record on appeal. Now I looked through that. That just goes through like all the evidence and such. But again, and then of course there's all the transcripts of proceedings further down. Now, let me look at this one from the first. On July 1st, the District Court of Appeal of the State of Florida 6th District, there was a request for an extension of time granted. So it looks like by order of the court, the motion for extension of time is granted. The appellate shall serve the initial brief within 60 days from the date of this order. I hereby certify that foregoing is a true copy of the original court order, and it's signed by the clerk, Stacy Pictol. So it looks like they granted and of course it was copied, her appellate attorney. So it looks like she has an extension of time. So it's 60 days. So you have July 1st, August 1st. So she's got till September 1st, according to this letter, for her attorney to, well, see what they're going to do with her appeal. Of course, you and I and everyone else knows that it's pretty worthless to do it, but he has to follow through, go through the motions and what have you, because, it's her right. We don't have to agree with it, but it is her right for him, for the current attorney assigned to look through it and at least do his job. So she is correct on that with her inquiry. So that's it. So I guess we have another, well, less than 60 days at this point, because today, as I record this, is July 9th, 2025. So her current attorney, Mr. Adams, has some time to get this appeal filed and I guess get with Miss Boone over in Lowell. And I guess I'll keep a little closer eye on the docket there to see what's going on in this case. I don't think a whole lot is going to happen, but you just never know. But let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments, and like I said, I'll keep track and see what happens in the next few weeks here. And with that said, I hope you have a great rest of the day and be safe.